Lock in, focus, compete. This is Coach X. Welcome to B-Ball Talk Concepts.
Next line, please, Jason.
FODPC.
Good. Now the line below it.
DPLTC.
Now the bottom one.
ZOL. Doc, I can't see when you're doing that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
CFT.
Hammered it and one. Look at that. Little drop pass and then get out of the way. The 18 assist. May have been nice. Looking up at that video saying that looked like up the floor. Jefferson.
The highs and the lows.
7-second play.
The highs, the lows.
What a pass by Jason Kidd. 7-6. When you have a guy like Kidd, I mean, he just he's looking over the corner, a look away from the three players that are coming.
The highs and the lows. The highs, the lows.
Jason Kidd going into the bag of tricks. Love the playmaker and the ability to find Richie Jefferson all
The highs and the lows.
He'll show off Sasser drive behind that pass. Aaron Williams, he'll dunk it down. Again, a terrific behind the pack, no look pass by Jason Kidd.
B-Ball Hoop reacted.
Welcome back to another B-Ball Hoop Collective. This is one of my favorite topics. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I try to keep these videos to a decent list, so hopefully these won't be too long. But this is such an exciting topic. This is a topic that I love. I find with a lot of my players, this is what truly makes a basketball player. This is what truly makes a hooper versus someone who's, a basketball player. And I love hoopers. I love hoopers because they, in any situation, can make it work on the court, make it shifty. You can put Jamal Crawford in any gym, and he's going to get it done. I'm not going to say what players I think can't do that, but there's a lot of them out there. All right, and that comes with vision. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go into the details of what I mean by vision, how you can work on it. There's a lot of I don't know how to put this. There's a lot of highfalutin opinions about how to improve basketball vision. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight to the basics of what is vision, how our vision works, how your peripheral vision works, how you can improve on it. And we're just going to discuss briefly each one of those concepts in a little bit of detail, whereas you can really get a gist of how to improve your own vision. All right. Now, I want to say that there are some people out there who believe that this is just a God-given gift. I believe there are people who are more gifted at seeing the floor than others, just visually are able to process the information on the floor better. But the fact is that no matter how gifted you are, no matter how much talent you're born with, if you don't work on it, there's someone who doesn't have that can work on it and get as good, if not better than you are. All right. So if you have a talented vision and you've got praise for that already, you have to continue to work on it because there's a lot more that you can develop. All right. So let's get up off this slide here. I know this is a cool one. This is just a show, he's getting measured for hits a particular vision. If you have bad vision, wear goggles, make contacts work. Don't be on the basketball court with blurred vision. I've seen a lot of players want to look cool and they won't take the steps to have the correct eye care on. I was one of those players when I was a little kid, but what you're really doing is you're holding yourself back. You're limiting your potential for something that for an aesthetic that really doesn't matter at the end of the day. Horace Grant's an amazing basketball player. and he wore goggles. He was awesome. And there were a lot of older basketball players who did the same. Now, they didn't have the access to contacts back then. A lot of players now wear their contacts. So whatever you choose to decide, make sure that you're operating with the clearest vision you can, because that alone will help greatly improve your vision on the floor. All right, so the optic nerve. All right, so I'm not going to get into all the different tracts and chasms and all the different brain regions that your vision depends on, but I want to show you that that this is a processing unit. All right, what you see, if you want to believe that we actually are seeing anything, is objects that light has refracted off of. All right, and your brain has to process this image. It first flips it, and then it sends electrical signals to the back of your brain, your primary visual cortex. All right, and your visual cortex. This is a muscle. The more you work on picturing something and looking away, that strengthens that muscle. So let's say if you wanted to work on your vision, what I would do is I flash my eyes to the left, flash it to the left, and then flash to the right, and then close your eyes and try to get a picture of that room. If you really want to, my coach used to say, what he used to do when he was a player, is he would get something that's very detailed that you can notice from the periphery of your eye, maybe like a black bottle or something. Set it far wide on your vision, flash your eyes over there, and then close your eyes and then picture exactly where that bottle is. If you really want to get fancy with it, flash your eyes at that black bottle, have something small in your hands, a small ball. Don't let me get you in trouble. I'm just telling you something that was told to me, and it worked, and it was really cool. So you'll put that black bottle at the far end of your peripheral vision. We'll get into that if you don't know what that is. You're basically placing it to the side of your eye. You're going to flash your eyes over there. You're going to pick up a small ball, and then you're going to throw it in that direction. All right, you can. I would recommend keeping your eyes open, because in basketball you want to always have your eyes open. So keep your eyes open and throw it that direction, and just keep working on developing that muscle. And what is happening is your brain is developing stronger connections to what it's seeing, whereas you can then begin to kind of virtually, to not nerd out too much, but to you're going to develop a 3D kind of landscape that your body will be able to better react to things that are around you. And that'll clean your passes up to different angles. Jason Kidd did a lot of this when he was in elementary and middle school to improve his vision. It's something that you have to work on. This is a muscle. Your brain is made up of electrical synapses and connections, just like your muscles are made of the same thing. The more you work on it, the more you practice your field of vision. Not only your field of vision, but also how you're creating the landscape, how you're relating to things around you, the better your vision is. All right. A lot of people depend, majority of people, 99% of people depend on their vision to become better basketball shooters. So if you depend on the feedback from your muscles to your brain based on the visual response of that ball going in or how it's hitting the rim, then you can also practice those same principles with the guards around you, with the defenders, with the postmen, with the ref. Everyone around you can then become a part of your canvas on your landscape. And so remember, you are an operating machine. You are a processing machine, the greatest processing machine on this earth. No computer can operate or process information as fast as your brain. All you have to do is tap into it. All right, and practice and work on it, and you will get better at it. All right. All right, so next slide. I had to put him in here. He's one of my favorite point guards to watch. If you're young, you might not have got a chance to see him play. This guy is by far, in my opinion, one of the best basketball minds to have ever graced the court. He's a genius. He's a savant. No matter where he went in the NBA, he's dropped dimes, made everyone he was around better, and is showing in his success as a head coach. All right. So let's first look at the picture. As you can see, he's not looking at the man he's passing to. He's already mapped out. I guarantee you, Jason Kidd knows exactly where every offensive player is on the court, and through repetition, glancing, and using his peripheral vision, and also trusting that vision, he knows that his man is going to be right there to catch the ball. Now, if the man's not there, so what? Trust your vision. All right. Trust yourself. If you pass with confidence, I'm telling you, if you pass with confidence, you'll be pleasantly surprised that a lot of those passes are going to get through to your man. It's really up to him being ready. And if he's not ready, still put the ball on him, especially in practice. You want them to expect those passes, to always be engaged and always be ready to go. All right. And you can look at his play and wonder how he got this deep. I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure this is the point guard here. I think he broke him down, got to the hoop, and the center's defender came over, and then he knew to pass off to his man. So he probably was in a dunker spot. But there's no need to look over there. The basketball court is not that big. All right. There's only so many places that he could go. You'll see a lot now. The guards will take it all the way down to the hoop, and then they'll pass out to the 2 spot or to the corners. And you'll even see arguments in the NBA when their players don't get to those spots. Players will beam the ball to a wing spot or corner spot. And if that player's not there, they'll look at them like, hey, what's wrong with you? You're supposed to be in that corner. PJ Tucker, your job is to be in that corner. JJ Redick, you're supposed to be planted in that corner, especially when I get into the paint and draw in the defenders. Get to the corner. All right. So trust your vision. Always keep your head up on all drills and study. Your vision will improve. If there's any takeaway you take from this video, it's repetition improves your vision. Repetition leads to you having more trust in what you're seeing. All right. Your peripheral vision could be awful, honestly. I don't get it. It's hard to measure how good someone's peripheral vision is. But what I look for the most is repetition, your ability to glance, and trust in your vision. Now, the exercise that I gave you before, where you place a black bottle at a distance out of your main range of sight, and we'll get into what I mean by that, I believe, in like a couple slides. You're sitting it far enough where it's almost a blurry object to your brain. All right. And so you're trying to recognize it through your peripheral, and it's okay to glance. You can glance at it. Don't stare. You glance at it, and then you practice how well your body can train to get to that spot. Okay. And in basketball, there's no reason for you to need to stare at a player anyway, to be quite honest, because the jerseys are different colors. Right? The jerseys are different colors. Now, I know some of the colors are getting a little bit funky lately, so there might be some confusion with who's on which team, but in most cases, it's obvious. Let's use this example, that red is the defense and white is his teammates. And yeah, if you can go on YouTube and check out some highlights of Jason Kidd, I highly recommend it. Phoenix Suns, Jason Kidd was incredible. He was more athletic during that time, so he was able to really chop up defenses. As he got older, he had to develop his game. He ended up developing a jump shot in order to keep the defense honest, and then he was able to set up his teammates. Now, if you look him up, I'm pretty sure most of his highlights are with the Nets. They had some incredible runs to the final, a team that completely overachieved what they should have, to be quite honest, with an aging Kenyon Martin, an aging Vince Carter, Kerry Kittles. Like, these were guys who were definitely at the ends of their peak, I would say. And Jason Kidd was able to give them the ball in their spots, and he had them on the string. One of the most exciting fast break teams that I remember watching as a kid. And ask your dads or parents or uncles or family members, anybody about that Nets team. They were really fun to watch. All right, so peripheral vision. We briefly talked about this, and I'm not going to take a lot of time on it. But so, yeah, main vision, what I'm talking about is this 30-degree angle here. That's where it's clear what you see in front of you. You'll see a lot of players who don't play enough basketball, enough repetition. They won't even trust their comfort zone. You could be seeing it right in front of you, but you'll hesitate on passing the ball. Now, I'll let you in on the secret. Since you're part of the B-Ball Hoop Collective, we're all about getting those secrets out to everyday players so that we can become the best players that we can be. If you are still learning the game and you're still learning to trust what you see on the floor, bounce pass is your best option. It's the hardest pass to steal, and it's the easiest pass to get around your defender. And what you'll see is a lot of new players want to throw that chest pass, and they'll throw the chest pass so hard to their own teammates, and the ball goes out of bounds. It's just like so amped up, and they're trying to get the ball to them as quick as possible. But that doesn't help the team advance, because the guy getting the ball will either fumble the ball or be too hard for him to catch it, so it just flies out of bounds, and the defender will have a chance to step in. And most times what I see, especially on the middle school level, the defender will actually stick his hand out and he'll be able to stop that chest pass because you're throwing it at chest length. All right, chest passes are meant for like full court passes, or I mean, I'm not going to say exactly what they're meant for, because as you become a really good point guard, you can decipher, or not really good point guard, really good passer, you can decipher what they're used for. But for entry level, getting that ball to the man, having the most amount of success, developing your comfort zone first. So what you're seeing right in front of your face, right over your nose, my coaches say, right in front of your nose. This is right here. That's your nose, right in front of your nose. As you're learning to build up that comfort zone, bounce passes. And you can throw those bounce passes as hard as you want. It should not be too hard to get to that defender. And it will greatly increase. I think there's a statistic that came out where it said it increases at least by like 33% your success of getting that ball to your intended target. All right. So surprising to a lot of people that your initial peripheral is actually slightly outside of this 30-degree angle. All right. Going as wide as 60. And so peripheral means is that you're getting feedback from both eyes and the vision isn't as clear. All right. So you need both eye coverages on that one, and it's not as clear in this range. So I know a lot of you are saying, man, I can see really good, like right here anyway. My peripheral is already great. But if you stare forward, you will notice that there's some vision degradation at that 60-degree angle. I found that most people think that the peripheral is actually these ranges here, and these are actually monocular right eyes, and just focus on the mono. That means it's just one eye. So your brain is getting information from one eye on this side and one eye from the other. And then you have temporal with eyeball rotation. This is where I recommend you put the black bottle first. Actually, no, I recommend you put it in the monocular section and then put it back. So actually, let's make it a permanent dot. I feel like I haven't used this much, this section. So the cup will be in these ranges. You can also do some light target practice up here. When you're shooting the trash can and all that other stuff, you'll work on those regions. But I would say first, if you're not having a lot of success, I would go 1 there, 2, 2, 2. So you would start off with these first and then work your way back. And remember, for these ones, you have to do a quick glance and allow your brain to create that image. Because remember, even in this zone, I know we all think that what you're seeing is exactly what's in front of you. I'm sorry to tell you, we're processing machines. It's not. Your brain had to get used to those, to how light was bouncing off of objects, and then it produces images. So if the majority of your life you've only focused on this comfort zone area, that means this imaging of peripheral is not going to be as strong. So work on it. All right. You'll see a lot of guards glance. I love the glance because guess what? If you glance to this direction, let's actually make it green. So let's say we're glancing to the right. If you glance to the right, that means what? Your comfort zone vision also changes, which then means what? Your temporal with eyeball rotation changes, and also your monocular right eye. So you're getting actually a very wide, let's go with a black, you're getting a really wide vision feedback from the right side. And the same thing happens on your left. So guess what? You can almost see 360 if you practice and develop your visual acuity in looking in those ranges. So really the only thing behind your head you shouldn't be able to see. And I'm not even gonna lie, I've seen some point guards like Andre Miller who they almost play like they actually can see behind them. But that comes with trust, repetition, and working on your field of vision. All right. So I hope that was clear to you. I hope this was helpful. Work on your vision. It's not as good as you think it is. It is a muscle. You have to practice it. There's always opportunities for you to improve it. And I don't know, watch some videos on YouTube about some of the greatest point guards ever and see how they do it. It's really fascinating to see. And and it's never going out of style. You always need someone who knows where everybody is on the floor, can paint very detailed visual pictures of where they are, and then use those pictures, almost animate those pictures to see where people are going to be. And again, Jason Kidd is one of my favorite examples. And I told you already, Andre Miller, I felt had eyes behind his head. Juan Strickland was another player who just felt like he always knew where people were on the floor, and he wasn't looking at them. Some point guards, it'll look like they are not looking at anybody on the floor. They never stare directly. Trae Young has become really good at it. And the reason, like quarterbacks are looking off defenses and then coming back, because at a certain level, really good defenders are going to be looking for cues and subtle movements to pick on where you're passing that ball. So the more cunning you can be in where you're looking and how you're navigating the action, you'll have more success on your passes. Trae Young never looks at Clint Capella on the pick and roll. He's always either looking at the hoop like he's about to shoot. Sometimes he'll even look to the corner, to the on-ball corner side, and then float the ball over to his right to Clint Capella from the dunker spot, off-ball dunker spot. So all this will come in repetition. I don't want you to try this out before you master the basics. Work on your vision, repetition. This is a muscle. All right, so now to your favorite part. We are back on our court where we will work on our game when we are alone. All right, you work on principles and discipline when you're with other people, but a basketball player, like Tim Duncan said, a basketball player is made when he is in the gym with no one there to congratulate or see him play. This is where you get better. Now, I struggled with this one, like how could you work on your vision in a gym by yourself? There are several ways to do it. One of my favorite ones are actually, I had a coach who called it targeting. And what you would do is you would find a spot on the wall and you would just keep passing the ball to that spot. All right. And then after you get 3 times in that spot, then you will move to another. You don't move your position. You're staying where you are, but you will pass there. And then you will move. Then you will move your location again. Maybe go high. It's not too much game action. I don't need to pass that high. So I would just work on chest level passes. All right. In regards to shooting on the hoop, it does improve your vision with shooting on the hoop. Corner shots will improve. Before this drill, you kind of need other people there with you to really improve your vision in the normal sense of your on-court vision, right? And so when you're in the gym working on your game, I want you to be your most bold self in regards to trusting what you see on the floor. If you've been playing for a while, let's put a cap on about a minimum 2 to 3 years. All right, and actually like playing on the team. If you haven't played on the team, then you may want to try some things out, but more so building on those basics of bounce passes first. Your first go-to pass should be a bounce pass, regardless. All right, unless you're throwing the ball full court, which a lot of players can't do accurately anyway. A bounce pass should be your go-to pass, and you want to work on that with your friends. I would say if you're a scorer and you have a good shot, don't shoot every time you touch the ball. Work on passing the ball. Pump fake, beat your man off the dribble, and then get used to seeing the action come to you, and then making a read and making the pass. You have to put yourself in situations. The best point guards like Chris Paul comes to mind, played all the time. They were cerebral players. They study where players move. It's a chess game. You're not just playing the man in front of you. You know you can beat the man in front of you, right? He's the easiest one to read. He's right there. But it's about, what if I dribble him to the right corner? What if I beat him? How does that action affect my other players on my team? Who are the good shooters? Where will they be on the floor? Who's driving to the basket? And trust your passes. All right? Hesitation is one of the more frustrating things to watch as a coach, to watch a player frequently hesitate and miss those windows of opportunities, because the defenders are right there. You don't have a wide margin of error. All right. And the quicker you get your brain to trusting what it sees, the better your success to getting that pass to them. All right. So next slide. Like I said, make this comfortable. You can work on this in your dreams. If you're hurt or you're at home or you miss practice, I want you to try to picture 5 people on the floor. Well, 4 people on the floor and then you. So 5 including you. We'll say it like that. I'm sorry. And whatever position you typically play in, play it. So in this particular example here, I would say this player, well, he's likely in the point guard because he has Tony Parker on him, but he's in a wing spot. All right. So in this wing spot, what are we seeing here? We're seeing, I use the permanent marker. We're seeing one player jostling in the post. We have our shooter posted up in the corner. We have our wingman, and it looks like we have a big here who's likely coming down to set a screen. All right. Trust your pass. The more you work and play with your teammates, you might notice just with a quick glance here that he's going to sneak behind this defender, and then we have a pass to the basket. Now, in this case, a bounce pass may be hard, but you can pass to this window here, or you could go over top. If he's a high riser, you can get that ball to him. Middle school players, I wouldn't look for that to be one of my first reads. I'm probably looking for this guy here. All right, so once my screen comes, I come off of it. And if this man on the other side, you can't really see his sneakers there. If he steps in, then this guy should be open for some action. If not, I remain aggressive to the hoop. Also being wise of what happens here. The fact is that there's going to be a breakdown somewhere between these two. And if you are aggressive at the basketball handler, you'll know what to do. So you can work on your vision when you're not even in the gym. The brain is a powerful tool. It's a powerful weapon. Before you do something, it's important to visualize. There's been a lot of studies around this. There's some people who have never gone fishing before, but if the people who visualized it before they went out there and did it, well, they had some education behind it, but they never actually went fishing. So they were able to accurately visualize what they were doing, and they had more success than people who just cold turkey went out there and tried to fish. Visualize was out there. Visualize hard defense. Visualize mean faces. Visualize people in the stands. Make the most uncomfortable situation in your mind comfortable. All right? Make it comfortable. You're in a triple threat. You're pivoting them off. You're visualizing what's going to happen on the floor, what you're going to do, how you're going to dribble. And it's okay to visualize, oh, I messed up, I turned over the ball. Run back hard on defense and get the ball back. You know, you always want to win at the end of the day of your visualization, but you want to make it realistic. Sometimes you don't have the ball. Visualize yourself being that corner player, getting ready for a setup shot. That way you'll know in the actual game situations, this might not seem like a lot that's going on, but you have to stay there because then you're anchoring that defender to that corner spot. But if he doesn't respect you as a shooter and he comes here, then you have to decide for another option. That could be coming up, that could be running through. He could set a screen for you, but there's a lot of things you can do. Get comfortable in these settings, all right? Picture yourself passing. Don't always shoot in your visualizations. Pass the ball. Set off-ball screens, set on-ball screens, box out, get rebounds. Visualize yourself. Vision is very powerful. All right. And lastly, I just have a nice picture of vision here. I just want to further bring home the point that there really is no cap on how cerebral and how creative you can be on the basketball court. It all comes down to how much work you're willing to put in, how much trust you're willing to have in yourself, and how much discipline you have in building on top of the principles and growing your game. All right. Work on your vision is a natural part of your game that will develop if you play. If the more you play in team or group settings, let's say you don't have the opportunity to play with the team right now. What you want to do is then visualize yourself playing in group settings, and then work on some of those drills where I said where you see marks on the wall or spots on the wall, and you just keep trying to bounce pass to those spots, chest pass to those spots, and take it from there. Another one, I blanked out on what it was. Oh, the black bottle, or pulling easily recognized object in your comfort zone into your peripheral monocular area, so you can work on your glance and then potentially trying to hit that. All right, you got this. Stay competitive, stay locked in. This is B-Ball Hoop Collective. Please like and subscribe if you're feeling these videos, and give me some comments. I will do my best to address them, and we're gonna get better out here. Let's go, team.
People who reacted.